Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. Hey, yo, shout out to the homie Abiotic Winner for dropping this topic in my comment section. Had no clue what was going on. Presumably, it was going on during the pay-per-view review, because otherwise I would have caught it. But nevertheless, though, before we even continue, can I just nip this in the bud in regards to this narrative? Because I'm seeing people up and down the timeline calling Will Ospreay a pedophile. Like, stop. You're disgusting human beings. Fucking stop it. Look, tribalism is fun. Tribalism is awesome. I think it's great to engage with the whole tribalism stuff because watching dumb fuck fans go at each other about their favorite wrestling company when they both fucking suck at the moment, it's always gonna be entertaining to me. But when you take it to the point, when you take it as far as what you're trying to take it to, when you're outright saying that a person is a fucking pedophile supporter because of who he takes pictures with without any context as to whether or not he's aware of this guy, whether or not he recognizes this guy, you're full of shit. Everything that happened with Rob Feinstein, how old is Will Ospreay right now? I'm 33, so Will Ospreay is like, what, 32 years old? He's a year younger than me. I'm almost certain. If I was 33, that Rob Feinstein drama happened when I was like 12. So Will was probably like 11 at that time when it all started to break. Like, stop it. You're fucking horrible people. Going after Will Ospreay and calling him a pedo because he's hanging out with a pedo. It's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior. Fucking stop it. Stop it, you fucking weirdos. Taking tribalism way too fucking far when you do shit like that. But with that being said, though, let me at least talk about who Rob Feinstein is. I covered him. If you guys want to go check it out, it's somewhere in the bottom of my playlist. My top 50 most controversial moments in wrestling history. I think it's from 50 to 41. But just to kind of give you the quick lore, the quick TLDR, I'll leave the link down in the description box below. In 2004, allegedly, Rob Feinstein met a 14-year-old boy through instant message. They made plans to meet and hang out at the boy's house. He claimed that his sister was partying in New York and his parents were away, and gave Feinstein his address in Chicago. When he arrived at the boy's house, he was welcomed with news cameras and then drove away. Soon after, he resigned from both Ring of Honor and RF Video. Feinstein would wind up taking back control of RF Video, but has never been involved with ROH since. When the situation took place, many people were scared not only for the future of TNA's relationship with ROH, but for the future of ROH as a company. If it wasn't for Kerry Silken, ROH would have probably went under, but luckily Kerry believed in the product so much and in the guys on the roster that he would spend the next 7 years funding it as the owner before selling it to Sinclair Broadcasting in 2011. Feinstein actually claimed a few months ago that it was all a plan by Kerry and other ROH front office staff to get him out of a job. So obviously, and I don't have to go down the whole Rob Feinstein lore. Maybe some of you guys might be too young to remember any of this stuff. Again, I go in more deeper detail in my 50 most controversial moments in wrestling history video. It's somewhere, and I think it's from 50 to 41. But I don't have to go down the lore in regards to this whole gross, disgusting nonsense. Obviously, dude should be thrown in the wood chipper. Dude should most likely have his head in the sand, buried, never to be seen ever again. And it goes even deeper with Rob Feinstein, because like I said, it's not just obviously him being a complete, just actual fucking weirdo, creep, loser, pedophile. Like, that goes beyond that. It goes well beyond, him getting Chris Hansen, right? It's the fact that he tried, well, there's two things. It's actually twofold. It's the fact that he went out of his way to essentially put at stake two wrestling companies' futures in order to go take care of his misdeeds and deplorable, degenerate behavior, and at the same time try to pretend that he was a victim. Like, dude, What do you mean? This was a plan for Kerry and ROH to get you out of a job. They put like a little chip in your car. I didn't know that kind of technology existed in 2004. Is that when someone help me? Again, I was only 12 years old in 2004. Did that technology exist where they put a chip inside of your fucking engine and then they force you inside the car and the car drives you to the little boy's house and then you get out of the car before you message him so many times prior to that? I mean, holy fuck. Someone send that goddamn technology to our allies, right? Let them take care of their own fucking wars. Holy shit. No, obviously this guy's a monster. The fact that he's not even in jail or at least did some prison time or something along the lines of that, it's a miscarriage of justice if you ask me. But that's a situation with Rob Feinstein, right? And apparently, yesterday, Will Ospreay took a picture with him. I seen a couple of posts, people who weren't being bad faith and legitimately, labeling Will Ospreay a pedophile, but you had people saying things such as, like Sean Ross Sapp, stop taking pictures with, hanging out with, or taking bookings for Rob Feinstein. Obviously, people noted the fact that, a couple of months ago, or I guess it would have been a year right about now, Rob Feinstein was lurking somewhere in the lobbies in WWE, and WWE made it a point. They said straight up, we never invited this man. We had no clue he was even here. We don't want to have anything to do with pedophiles. Now, granted, that clearly goes up against, what Triple H was doing at the White House the other day, but, that has nothing to do with WWE either, outside of the fact that they're dealing with the White House, trying to get benefits. I guess you could say it like that, right? But nevertheless, though, no. Will Ospreay, because there are a bunch of people, as I noted before, going up and down the comment section, going after Will Ospreay, saying, why'd you do this to us, bruv? Holy shit, bruv. You should know better than this, bruv. Let me see one of these comments. Remember, people, Will Ospreay is ruining wrestling because he's open about his mental health issues. So you should all be mean to him. But Rob Feinstein, an actual pedophile, you shouldn't be mean to him. Yep. He's being sarcastic, by the way, because this guy right here, I think Feinstein has been yelled at enough. There's a Will Ospreay promo out there that ruined wrestling. The fact that these people are even trying to conflate the two, this is actually fucking wild. This is. I'm not going to read any of the comments, because I don't want to put. It's already bad enough that I'm even having to talk about Will Ospreay in this manner when he didn't do anything fucking wrong. The fact that people are so disgusting like this, man, like what the fuck, man, what the actual fuck, really running this man's name through the fucking mud because of this shit. But it goes even a little bit beyond that, though, because some of these. How can I put this? A portion of this entire rhetoric, right, is going off of the fact that people are now coming after AEW for this, because the whole this guy right here, he may know to this. Ian Riccaboni harassed Kevin Kelly for supporting Sound of Freedom, a film about protecting kids from child traffickers. Meanwhile, Will Ospreay is pictured with a real-life predator, Rob Feinstein. Again, the conflation with Will Ospreay and Rob Feinstein is absolutely horrifically disgusting. And I do want to use this guy's comment as an example to kind of further the discussion, but he's a absolute piece of shit who's trying to conflate the two. It's just absolutely disgusting. Once again, folks, I highly, highly doubt and highly, highly find it unreasonable and completely uncharitable, in bad faith, and you're just a human scumbag if you're just gonna outright call Will Ospreay a predator because he's pictured with a predator, because you definitely presume all the context in regards to why Will Ospreay is dead. Again, you people are fucking disgusting. You need help. Get the fuck off of social media and go touch some fucking grass. But to his point, even though he's a complete and utter unreasonable dipshit, the point that he was making about the whole Ian Riccaboni stuff and, the going after Kevin Kelly, it does, because here's my thing. I will say this. I will suggest this. I see constantly the AEW fans going after WWE. And don't get it twisted. it seems like this is more of a WWE thing in regards to the tribalism, calling, Will Ospreay a pedophile. I mean, these guys are fucking retarded. But on the flip side, you have AEW, who does the exact same thing to WWE, and to anyone who actually disagrees with anything in regards to AEW. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to go out of your way and point out all the misdeeds that were done, obviously, with, and mind you, these are all alleged, with the Chris Jericho stuff and Kylie Ray, or, they'd be the first ones to let you know that, hey, you don't have any proof. Hey, and mind you, I agree with that sentiment. Hey, you shouldn't be saying things that haven't been, determined yet. Yeah, I completely agree. Absolutely agree. Obviously the rumors that were going around with about Tony Khan and the favoritism towards non-black wrestlers and stuff like that. Remember those rumors that were going around earlier on in AEW? The same rumors that are currently circulating around Triple H right now at the moment. They were saying that about Tony Khan. Remember the whole thing with Big Swole, the whole thing with Leo Rush? It was only about nearly 4 years ago. It's not like it was completely ancient history. People still have, a prefrontal cortex. Like, again, my problem is not with Will Ospreay. I have nothing against Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay did nothing wrong. I know nothing of the context as to why he took the picture with him, and I highly doubt the number one thing was because he wanted to be seen with a pedophile and ruin his entire image and career. You guys are fucking retarded. But I will suggest that the double standards that are currently happening in professional wrestling with subjects such as this should be taken into consideration. These are the conversations that could be and should be taken into consider. Like, for an example, I kind of touched on I sort of kind of touched on it a little bit, and I see from an optical lens standpoint, no different than the Will Ospreay one, although this is way more retarded. People who are saying that WWE, they support Jeffrey Epstein and stuff like that because they happen to be on the presidential fitness bullshit nonsense stuff. But because of obviously the current situation that's happening within the White House right now with the whole Jeffrey Epstein story, and obviously the current situation that's happening right now with, Lawrence Taylor being a part of the regime, just optically, it looks fucking horrible for WWE to be a part of this. No different than optically, it looks horrible for Will Ospreay to be taking a picture with Rob Feinstein of all fucking people. But obviously take into context that neither anyone that's related to WWE in this position currently at the moment, unless proven otherwise, is a pedophile, because you happen to be friends or because you have to be associated with people where, I mean, look, I got my own opinions about the whole Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump stuff. I have my own personal opinions about it. But at the same time, I guess we have to say allegedly. Technically speaking, nothing has been proven yet, I guess. But I guess I just let my bias be known there, right? But my point being is, though, like it hasn't even been concluded yet or conclusive yet. So to even suggest all this stuff. But then again, Lawrence Taylor is there, and he has been proven he is a pedophile. He is fucking proven to be that. But nevertheless, though, it doesn't matter because, again, Triple H, WWE, obviously there's something to gain from this. Obviously, Linda McMahon being a part of the administration, there's some linkage between that, right? And yes, obviously you could talk about certain things like the Ring Boy scandal, and all that shit is completely and utterly fucking valid. But to sit here and say, for an example, right, Triple H is a pedophile or something like that because he's associated with people who have been in a lot of fucking bullshit surrounding that type of stuff, it's gross because Triple H didn't do anything wrong. Now, if it's been proven that he did anything wrong, that'd be a completely different situation. But it hasn't been. Or people, for an example, who will say things about people affiliated with these guys because they work underneath them. Be stupid, right? Same thing about Will Ospreay. Stupid. Just because one person did something horrendous, just because one person did something evil, doesn't mean that they, who they take a picture with, they themselves have to be considered the same thing, because once again, you don't know the context to whatever it happens to be at the moment. Man, just looking at all this, bro. Look at this, bro. Can I just read this one comment though? Everyone knows who Rob Feinstein is. There is no excuse. What it is that nobody fucking cares about this pedophile being involved in wrestling. And Ospreay will blame his autism or whatever it is. And in a day, nobody will care. Or he simply did not know who he was. Why? Bro, again, social media is so fucking cancer, dude. It is absolutely fucking cancer. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hopefully Ospreay can blow right past this. Hopefully no one holds Ospreay to some ridiculous fucking standard that they themselves would probably have if they had a lapse of judgment or a lapse in judgment, or for an example, they themselves weren't aware of who a person was, and therefore, again, this is so fucking dumb. Why would you actually think to yourselves that Will Ospreay would advocate to take a picture with a known pedophile and then let it be out there like it was nothing? Just common sense, just common human decency would tell you that he had no clue who he was, or at the very least had no clue of his activities. Why would he actively destroy his career like that? Why would he actively put himself in that position? But it's the IWC. And common sense to these people are null and void. They don't even attempt to try to use common sense at all. It's jump directly straight to the fucking conclusions. And I've been there and done that. I've been there. I can't say, let me not even act like I'm virtuous, because it's not as if I haven't done that. Let me not act like that. No, don't be self-righteous. You've done the exact same thing in the past, Devontae. Shut the fuck up. But I'm here to tell you, at least in this situation, Ospreay did nothing wrong. I mean, he did something wrong, but he did it without any acknowledgement of what he knew what was right or what was wrong. So shut the fuck up and chill the fuck out. And be back later here tonight for the SummerSlam review, because it's going to be based and it's going to be awesome. It's night 2 and it's a better card. Or if you're watching this video in the future, I already recorded it. Just go to the pay-per-view review section in the playlist. But as always, my name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smark, and I'll be catching you fine folks later. A deuces and a P. Ice.